Hi everyone, today in this video I'm going to solve SAT Math Practice Test 6. We are solving the series of SAT tutorials. Now this is going to be the next one. Or quickly we'll just move on to the questions without even wasting our time. Salim wants to purchase tickets from a vendor to watch a tennis match. The vendor charges a one-time service fee. So what do you have to look at it? Just read the question, comprehend what is given, and without even wasting, we'll go with the options. So one-time service fee is what you have to keep it in your mind, that what vendor is charging at the ticket counter. The equation is given to us. It means n represents over here the number of tickets that we'll purchase. T is the total amount in dollars. So we need to work it out. What does 12 represent? And here you have to be very careful that they said one-time service fee is applicable for each purchase of a ticket. So just quickly go to your options. What is given? The price of one ticket in dollars? No. Just check whether service fee is given. Yes. Bingo. So this is your answer. You don't have to check anything, but even if you want to recheck your answer, just substitute in place of n 0 and then check. Your answer is going to be 12, which is, what does 12 represent? They said it means 12 is nothing but the charge what they are going to apply. Now moving on to the next set of questions, we have again a word problem. A gardener buys two kinds of fertilizer. A fertilizer A contains 60% filler material by weight, and fertilizer B contains 40% filler materials by weight. Together, fertilizers bought by the gardener contain a total of 240 pounds. So this is for sure our answer is going to be 240 total pounds filler materials. Now we need to work out and check which among these options better represent the relationship between the fertilizer A and B. Remember, they have given us X as fertilizer A and Y as fertilizer B. So we'll just check fertilizer A. If you could remember on top, 60%. Just check 60% is nothing but 0.6. Just quickly go through with X. Where is 0.6? Here is your option. You don't have to find any other thing. Just check where it is, because it is fertilizer A and it is represented by X. Job done. Moving on to the next. What is the sum of the complex numbers? We have the standard form of the two complex number is given. We just need to work out the sum. Addition of two complex number is given. So how you will add the two complex numbers given? You add the real with real and the imaginary term with the imaginary. So 2 plus 4 gives you 6. 8 plus 3 is 11. Where is the option? C. Now moving on to question number 4. In the equation is given to us. P and T are constants. Which of the following could be the value of P? Which among these are the value of P? So we know when you multiply a binomial to a binomial, since two binomial contains the same term P, and we have a term 4x square minus 9, which is nothing but the square of 2x as well as 3 square is 9. So if I have to write it, I can split up in a plus b and a minus b, and then I can quickly equate with what I have, px plus t and px minus t. So what does t indicate here? The coefficient of 2 brackets x, which is absolutely the same. It means the option is 2. 8. Question number 5, we'll quickly move in. Which of the following is the graph of the equation y is equals to 2x minus 5 in the xy plane? So remember, this indicates your slope. Whenever you write y is equals to a linear function is given, y is equal to mx is nothing but m will be your slope, coefficient of x, and c indicates the y-intercept, where the line touched the y-axis. So if it is negative, if c is negative, so basically that the line is touching at the y-axis negative side. If it is crossing over like that, it means it is touching at the positive y-axis. So since here, according to the equation, we have negative intercept, so you don't have to worry about all those things. Just quickly move in and check where it is touching. Now you are stuck up. These two options are gone. You need to just check within these two which one is your answer. So for that, the clue, as I said, is -5. So here also is -5, here also -5. So which one would be your answer? So you just have to check here. Your equation was 2x, so it means your slope is positive. So when slope is positive, definitely this won't be the option correct. The option is T. Why I said that? Because whenever the slope is increasing, it means there is a positive slope, So what I was talking about is whenever we have two set of slope given, positive and negative, how to indicate that the line is, when you have a line moving from like this, it means it is a positive slope. Like for instance this one, it means there is a positive slope, and when it crosses this side, it means there is a downward trend, it means it is negative. Since your x over here, if you could see, is positive, therefore D is the option. Hope you've understood it. Now moving on to question number 6. X value is given in terms of y, and y is also given as 18. We just need to work it out 2x minus 3. You just have to replace x as 2 by 3 or 2y by 3 minus 3. It means you will substitute y, which is given as this one, which is 3 times 6, 3 6 are 18, 2 6 are 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 24 minus 3 is 21. So this is your option. Moving on to the next question, we have a bricklayer uses the formula N equals to 7LH, where N is the number of bricks, okay, needed to build a wall, that L is the length and H is the height. We just need to express correctly in L in terms of all this. So it means you just keep L and divide by 7H on both sides. What happens here is you get L in terms of N and H. Just check where is the option. L is equal to N by 7H. C is the option. Moving on to the next question. The table above shows the values of the function W and T. Okay. For which value of x? For what value of x? When you add this, will be equal to the x itself. When you add these two, it must be equal to your x. So just check quickly what will give us the value of x when we write 4 plus 1 will give me 4, so it is wrong. 3 plus 3 is 6, wrong. So it means this is the only option. 3 minus 1 is giving me 2. So the value of x is nothing but 2. This is how you have to just logically think it. Now if root x plus root 9 is equals to 84, what's the value of x? So root x plus root 9, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 64 is 8. What is the value of x? Is nothing but root x is equals to, if you shift it the other side, you will get 8 minus 3, 5, and they are asking us to find out x, not the radical. So in order to remove the radical, you have to square it. So what happens when you square it? You get 5 5s are 25. So this is your answer. So moving on to the next set of question that we have, question number 10. Jem is preparing for a bicycle race. His goal is to bicycle an average of at least 280 miles per week. Okay, for 4 weeks. So it means average. And we all know 4 weeks are given, so average is 280. So whatever weeks that are there divided by 4, it means that 4, if we shift it, we get 280 into 4. You don't have to work it out and see what is the answer. Just check where you will get 280 into 4. Nowhere you will get here except this one. So this itself is your answer. D is the option. Quickly you can just do it. And y greater than equal to symbol is given because it said at least. That's why we have greater than or equal to. Remember that. And why it is 4? Because for 4 weeks the average was 280. So when we shift it the other side, you may get the same answer. Moving on to this one. 11th question is parabola. The vertex of the parabola in the xy plane above is 0, c, because the vertex over here is 0, c. That's why we have, which is nothing but h, k. And what is the formula that we have? A x minus h whole square plus k. Remember, this is the formula for the find out the vertex. And this a that is outside the bracket, it represents whether the parabola opens upwards or downwards. So basically, if it is positive, it is upward. It's open up. When it is less than 0, negative, it opens downwards. So just check. And now we don't have to look for this one. They have given similarly this equation of the parabola, and here my a is negative, so it means definitely it has to be downward. So upward options goes. You just have to check between these two which one is the option. So as I said, it is C, B and the vertex is C. So as I said, the option upward option goes, so we are left with only two downward options, but among that also, as you can see in the formula, we have negative already. So if I take this negative vertex, it is going to be wrong. So only thing is it has to be positive, because if it is negative, so negative of the formula and negative of this will give me plus b instead of minus b. That's why b is the correct option. Moving on to the next set of question that we have, 12th one. Which of the following is equivalent to 4x square plus 6x by 4x plus 2? Among this, we need to just work. So remember, these two options goes out because equivalent it said. So we don't have the fraction over here, so it goes out. You can quickly check. Now among this, which one is the option is 4x plus 2 in the denominator, 4x plus 2 in the denominator. But you just have to check where you are getting 6x. But if you take this one, if it times it, 4x into x is 4x square plus 2x, whereas 6x you won't get even if you add or subtract the numerator. It means these also ruled out. Your option is this one. If you want to reconfirm it, you can take the LCM, times it with this entire, if you take LCM, minus 2 by 4x plus 2. Now work it out by multiplying. You get 4x square plus 4x plus 2x plus 2 minus 2, remember, by 4x plus 2. You can check 4x plus 2x will give you this one. So bingo, this is your answer. Moving on to the next one, 13th one. 2x square minus 4x is equals to t. In the above equation, t is a constant. If the equation has no real solution, which of the following could be the value of t? So it said there is no real solution. So first let us write it in the proper quadratic equation form, 2x minus 4x minus t. Now we know quadratic formula, minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. And remember, since the question says no real solution, it means if it is no real solution, b square minus 4ac is definitely less than 0. I mean this one, discriminant. So we don't have to work out and substitute in the entire formula. You just have to write b square minus 4ac less than 0. What is your a and what is your b and what is your c? It is nothing but this, a, b and c. Constant, coefficient of x and coefficient of x square. Just plug in here. Minus 4 square minus 4 times 2 and c is negative t less than 0. So 16 plus 8t less than 0. If you shift it the other side or subtract 16, either way it's possible. So and divide by 8, you're going to get less than minus 2, and we know among these options less than minus 2 is nothing but negative 3. A laundry service is buying detergent and fabric. So these two are the word problem. Main thing that we have to look at it, the supplier will deliver no more than 300 pounds. So no more than 300 pounds is nothing but less than or equal to 300. Each container detergent weighs 7.35 pounds and each container of fabric softener weighs 6.2 pounds. The service wants to buy at least twice. So this is your main thing, at least twice. At least twice means twice, at least is nothing but greater than or equal to. Just keep it into that. Let D represent the number of container of detergent, okay, and S represents the containers. So just check where you have D greater than or equal to, D greater than or equal to. So this one and this one. So among this option we have to check now. Now it said D and S are detergents, so it said over here on the top itself 7.35 detergent, so 7.35. so bingo, this is your answer. You don't have to go with this one because it contains 14.7, which is wrong. 15th one, which of the following is equivalent to a plus b by 2 whole square? So we know the expansion of a plus b whole square formula. We have a square plus 2ab plus b square. So b here is b by 2, which means b by 4 or b square by 4, 2ab. So among this, these two options will go because the expansion will give you 3 terms, whereas these two contains 2 terms, it rules out. So among this, check b square by 4, where is it? That's it. This is your answer. You don't have to move here and there and waste your time. Quickly you can solve the question. We'll shift to the next set of questions. A raised to b by 4 equals 16 for positive integers a and b. What is one possible value of b? So you just have to think logically over here. what would give me b by 4? Okay, so now in this one, as we know, as per the given question, a raised to b by 4 equals 16 means this entire thing has to be equal to 16. So 16 factors, as we know, 16 factors, if I have to write, I can write 4 raised to 2 or 2 raised to 4. So this anyway rules out. It has to be 4 raised to, this must be 4, and this entire thing has to be 2. Okay, then only it will give you 16, 4 raised to 2. So then what I should do here, b by 4 equals to 2. As I said, this entire thing has to be 2 because 4 raised to 2 is 16. So then b is definitely equals to 4 2s are 8, if you can see. So b is equals to 8. It means it is going to be 4 raised to 2, which is 16. So b value is going to be 8. Moving on to the next set of questions, 17. As you can see, what is the value of t is the solution of the equation above. So we have 2 by 3. If you want to get rid of this 2 by 3 over here, which is a fraction, if you take the reciprocal to the other side, it will, or if you transfer this to the other side, entire multiplication will be changed to 3 by 2, which means 15 over 4 is your answer. Moving on to the next set of question, we have 18th. Similar triangle sort of is given because BD is parallel to AE. So what is the length of C to E? This entire length we have to work it out, and we know this is nothing but a right angle. If we take, and this forms a similarity criteria, right, because they are parallel lines. So if this is 8 and this is 6, as per the Pythagoras, we know height square is equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. So 6 square plus 8 square, that is 36, plus 64 will give me 100, and the square root is 10. So now, as you can see, if there is a similarity, you just have to check the sides are proportional. So if this is 6, this is 18, so how many times it's multiplying? Since it is the bigger side, how many times that you multiply to get 18 is 3 times. So if this is 8, this is definitely going to be how much? The bigger one. If we compare CAE, triangle CAE, so this was 18, this was times, so it gives us 24. Similarly, if the smallest one is 10, 10 times what will give us 3, so it means 30. So the length of CE is nothing but 30. Hope you got it. Moving on to the final set of questions that we have. How many liters of 25% saline solution must be added to 3 liters of 10% saline solution to obtain the 15%? This is very critical sort of word problem that we have, but you need to understand what are the terms that is given to you. So what we are going to do is we are going to get the terminology correct. So first write down percentage, what is given to you, percentage into amount, AMT you can write, is equals to the stuff. So 25% of saline, so we can write it as 0.25. Let us take it as x, which we don't know, so it will give us 0.25x. Similarly, 10%, that is 0.10 into amount, 10% of 3 liters is given, is equals to, it will be 0.3. yeah, so now just add it up, you will get 15%. Remember, obtain 15%, so it means 0.5 times, if we add this one, we get x plus 3 is equals to 0.25x plus 0.3. If I have to now multiply this one, 0.15x plus 0.15 times, I'm just multiplying the bracket, I'm getting 0.45, 0.25x plus 0.3. It's like an equation wherein you have the terms like terms. So 0.3, if I subtract, what I'm going to get over here is 0.15, and then if I subtract 0.15x both sides, this will cancel out, and what I'm going to get is equals to 0.1x. So in order to get the final thing, multiply it with 10 to get the value of x, which will give me 1.5 is equals to x. Now here the next set of question that we have, the final question, points A and B lie on the circle. circle you have point A and B, which is like nothing. So moving on to the final set of question that we have, points A and B lies on a circle with radius. This is my circle where points A and B are there, which represents the arc. Okay, what fraction, and it has length of how much, pi by 3, and with radius 1. So let's just take the radius 1 of the circle, which is given to us. This is a sector. Okay, it has length pi by 3. What we need to work it out is what fraction of the circumference of the circle is the length arc AB. What fraction does it represent for the entire circumference if we take into account? We know the circumference of a circle is the formula 2 pi r. Since radius is 1, so we'll get only c is equals to 2 pi. Keeping this in mind, what fraction of the portion that is given to us in the question, that is length pi by 3, represents? So take it down, pi by 3 over the entire circumference, that is 2 pi, or you can say arc AB by total circumference of a circle. Length of arc AB by circumference, which is nothing but the reciprocal. We need to work out the fraction. So pi goes out, you get 1 over 6. That is the final answer for the final set of questions that we have for the practice maths at test 6. I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Enjoy learning, spread the knowledge. Thanks for watching.